I'm Ruthie, she, they, and I play Sentinel, she, they.
I'm Will, he, him, and I play Moxie, she, her.
I'm Imi, she, her, and I play Ahmaya, also she, her.
I'm Steve, he, him. I play Ora, he, him.
I'm Sarah, she, her, and I play Freya, she, her.
Hi, I'm Mike, he, him, and I'm playing Eugene Bannatyne, he, him.
I'm Charlie, he, him, and I'm your DM. Okay.
Deep.
Is anyone doing anything else before bed?
Potion time.
Oh yeah, the potion. Oh god, where did I put this?
So before I start, I take out the potion, have my notebook next to it, which I open and get a quill, I suppose, and some ink, and I get out a small little glass tube with two little wooden stoppers, and inside is two sort of liquids, one's blue and one's clear. I start shaking it, and the two solutions mix and turn green, and it emits a smell in the tent, sort of smell of woods and leathers and almost a really cloying sweetness. There's different sorts of smells in that sweetness. So you've got almost like a fruit cake sort of smell, and you've got
Sounds like whiskey.
it does a little bit, doesn't it? That was the intention. So you've got notes. So you've got almost like a really dark, rich sort of fruitcake smell. You almost got it's really sort of dense and cloying. Then there's almost like a burnt sort of smell, and almost like a caramel, and sort of a lighter sort of maybe fruity sort of ester smell to it as well, sort of entangled in the leathers and the woods. And it fills I suppose it's quite nice. It might be quite cloying, I suppose, some of you, but it's a nicer smell than sort of the desert. And
This wakes Ahmaya up.
It fills the tent with that waft.
Ahmaya wakes up.
I'm just watching in case something goes wrong, because I'm sure I've seen you do this before.
Yeah, I'm watching as well.
I'm also watching
This
now.
is interesting.
This is just my emulsification I smell device. I use it to concentrate.
Right.
It's my happy place. I love the smell, so I use it when I work.
I love you, Eugene.
So this is.
So I just put it down and just ignore all of this and just start.
Was this the potion that you don't know what it does?
Yes.
Roll an Arcana check for me.
Oh no.
So I sort of open the cork and just smell.
Or if you think, what skill would you for your alchemy and smelling and sensory like that? What would you?
It would still be arcanery because it's still magical.
Yeah, I just wondered if you wanted.
However sensory it is, it's still gonna.
Sure. Roll. Go for it.
I suppose it could be a straight intelligence, but it's your call.
No, do it. Yeah.
And that's going to be 23.
Very nice. You get the smell. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's not possible to know that, right, just from smelling it. But you get the feeling that it's definitely not poisonous. It smells like a sea breeze. It smells like in the most clear sense possible. When you get past all of the other smells and the chemicals and the smells you were describing, it smells like just sea air, clear air. It's almost surprising. And that's what you get.
In terms of like the viscosity of the fluid, what does it look like?
It's quite thick and syrupy. But I'm pretty sure that you can't identify stuff just by smelling it, right?
No, I wouldn't know what it is. I'm just sort of doing it purely.
You know for sure it's not poisonous. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Are people watching me do this still?
I imagine so, are they?
Yeah, I'm half paying attention in case you blow yourself up or something.
Sitting in the corner.
I don't think it'll combust without external factors placed upon it. It's not gonna.
That's good.
It's not a bomb. I suppose it could be, but that's above my capabilities, unfortunately.
Something for another night.
Should I taste it? I'm really intrigued what this does. I've had this for ages,
Sure.
and I'll just save it for another day.
I can help if you need to.
Oh no, I don't think it's poison. I've sniffed it a few times, and I know it just reminds me. It's not like the maker at all, but it reminds me of, I suppose his joy, I suppose.
I would try it, but I think you'll be better with the notes.
No, you to conduct an investigation, you have to be thorough, I suppose. So yeah, I sort of just... I'm not going to, like, chug it, but I'm just going to...
Like, have a little, like...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But
when you do that, when you spread it,
Oh dear.
I won't tell
I'm
you.
a liability, guys.
When the potion touches your tongue, it immediately, what's the word I'm looking for?
Starts to
Explodes.
burn.
Tingles, evaporates.
What is it when it goes from a solid to a gas immediately?
Sublimes.
It sublimates
Yeah.
immediately. Huge amounts of air fill your mouth and your lungs. It's like taking a huge breath of fresh air. And none of the dust and the desert smells. It's just fresh, clean air, just from a tiny drop. And that's all that happens. It's like several lungfuls of the stuff just from one drop.
Does anyone want to try this? It's
like huffing. No,
anyone else, I suppose?
No thanks.
Sure.
Ahmaya turns over and goes back to sleep.
Well, we can use some of your newfound spices with
She's
it.
asleep and she is cuddling her spices.
So you guys having a watch?
I would come back and
What spices do you
say,
have?
The sword will just appear.
for anyone who wants to, I think a watch might be prudent if a mutiny is afoot. They don't like us. They don't like that we're in here right now.
There's a mutiny afoot.
If they're pissed, we're going to be with some of the people that are coming for
Yeah,
us.
did you not see Jakob and Korg? They
That's
look
the other one.
pissed.
He didn't look happy. He was shaking when I went in there. I think it might be a good idea. Well, before I ask that question, my little friend.
Yeah.
This is going in a weird direction.
Nobody else can see my little friend, but can my little friend see other people if I were to?
If you were to conjure them, then yes.
And it's for 4 hours, right?
Is that what we...
I don't have it written down. I can't remember. I think it was 4.
We'd have to check. He's around for 4 hours. We'll just say that for now, so he'll be around for half the night.
Cool.
We can check. We can change it at a later date if so.
So I won't bring that up. I won't mention that to you. I would say I think the captain might also be at risk. I don't trust this Cade guy. I don't trust any of Dav's lot. I think that somebody needs to keep an eye out. I'll happily take the first watch.
I'll take it as well.
Ahmaya's already asleep, so you're going to catch her up if you wake her up.
Well, does anyone else want to? Because otherwise we should probably split and you do the second watch if no one else wants to stay up. I'm not going to make anyone stay up.
I'll do a watch.
Cool. Anyone else?
Yeah, no, I'll do my share.
I kind of like narrow my eyes and I'm like, yeah, you should do your share, but also you're fine.
So you guys are going to do 3 separate watches on your own, or are you grouping up?
We'll group
We've got
up.
4
We'll do pairs.
people.
You can do 1 pair and 2 solos, because you need 3 watches.
I'm just not waking
I'll
up.
help them.
Do you want
I'm
to do
asleep.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
fully asleep.
Who's on the first
You can wake me
watch?
up if you want, but I'm asleep.
If everyone else is doing one, then yeah, we probably would wake you up. If you're asleep now, you can do the last watch.
I'll go with Ahmaya.
Yeah, you can wake
'cause-
Ahmaya up on the last watch.
Sure, that's going to
Okay.
be fun.
Who's on watch? So
Do you
watch-
want to do a beefy boy and a research squad? So we'll have us 2 and then you 2.
Sure.
Because
Yeah, we
then if something happens, we've got a beefy boy.
Okay, so who's on watch 1?
Should we do watch 1?
Yeah, let's do watch one.
Okay.
If that's alright, you two.
So you guys sitting like in the entrance of the tent then, or
Kind of like, I don't want to look like we're super, like we're keeping watch.
are you trying to be stealthy?
Like a little bit. We're keeping an eye, but
Okay.
Casual, yeah.
We're casual.
Alright, just roll some stealth checks, and then
Yeah.
It's absolutely fine.
the fire
Frosty.
outside is burning down.
Do our deception check. Come on, nice.
Hang on, wait.
Yeah, that-
Yeah. That would be a natural 20 for me.
Oh, very nice.
Plus 4. And that's an 18 on the dice
Plus
for wound.
1, so 19.
Nice. You guys are tucked into the side of the tent. you're pretty damn certain no one's going to see you. But it's very dark out now. The fire in the centre of camp is just sort of glowing embers.
We're tieflings. We've got dark vision,
Yeah.
bitch.
Are
Okay.
we trying to hide?
Well, we're just being chill about it. We're not trying to be like, we're guarding this fucking tent. We're like, oh, it's awake. And
Roll perception checks.
Can my cat help me with this?
Yeah. Well,
Oh wait,
yeah.
is light concentration?
no, absolutely not.
Natural 20.
Damn it.
Nice.
Yeah, do that one.
I was
Hang on, wait.
I was considering a
that
pre-sleep
one isn't.
boop of the cat tail. But that might blow your stealth.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you guys looking out, you hear the crackle, the dying embers. Every now and again there's a very, very faint, distant boom. Sounds like thunder, maybe.
Is that the thing that we saw earlier, the dry
Yeah,
storm?
from the dry storm. You can hear the snoring from one of the other tents, and just the sound of the wind rolling down this dune into camp, ruffling the tents, and moving off.
Do you want to send Ansel to check on the captain for the night, or would you rather have him with you?
Don't really currently do much.
But he can tell us if something's happening.
He's
He's not far enough away, he's not going to be...
No, might look a little suspicious though.
Just a cat, though.
Yeah,
Alright, okay, fine.
They're gonna know. How many other cats? They're gonna know it's my cat.
Okay,
you- there are no
fine.
cats out here,
Oh,
yeah.
that's yours anyway. I'm not talking to myself. And I'm going to summon Zeal.
Okay. So, like a little dust mote that turns slightly blue, and then like as he appears, he's sort of chasing his tail, and then he looks up, and there is a large blue squirrel
I love you so
standing.
much.
Oh,
Are you really chasing your tail?
absolutely not.
I saw you chase your tail.
I am a
dude.
scholar.
Yeah.
I am.
You are a scholar. Why are you chasing your tail? I'm obviously not this loud. It's still like in a whisper, but for the mics.
Have you summoned me just to make fun of me? I'm a goddamn squirrel.
No, I need you to do me a favour.
Who are you talking
Right.
to?
I'll deal with that in a minute.
He's sort of looking at the cat like, whoa.
The cat's not going to see you. The cat is also super chill. You're fine.
Okay.
There's going to be... I'm worried about a mutiny in this old camp, and that's going to be bad for everyone.
Right.
So, can you...
Oh, I don't like it here. Oh.
Why don't you like it here?
It's cold and dry and
Gets everywhere.
what?
Sorry.
Are these one of your jokes?
That was said in my head as a Star Wars reference.
Good separate.
I know it's cold, and I promise you I am working on getting us a sweet bottle of wine
Oh.
that we can split with... I'm not going to use these words, but big hand sugar daddy.
Just got interested.
This whole section's
Big
going to be
hand sugar
cut. Big hand sugar daddy. I've got, I'm working on trying to get some wine for you and his lordship. So...
Well, they like that, yes.
Yeah, and you can have some too. If you go and just keep an eye on the captain and the captain's tent for a little bit and let me know if anything...
Okay, yep.
You're a star. I'm real proud of you. You're doing so good, buddy.
Okay, and we will check on this. We'll say for today he's here for 4 hours.
I don't think he's here super long, and I don't think I can summon him every day.
No, I think it was maybe might be once a day, or it's other one that, or you can go back. Okay, anyway, we'll sort it out outside.
I can do the other thing once a week.
Yeah, I think he might be once a day, but we can check.
Sick.
If it's once a day, it'll probably be for an hour, but we'll check.
Yeah, it was either 4 hours or 4 an hour. But yeah, you can go and just like hang out and let me know if anything's super sus.
Okay,
You can have a poke around, see if there's...
I'll be back in what? How long?
Well, how long are you here for? And then come back like a little bit before that.
Okay,
Yeah,
And he
so
just
between
goes-
like an hour and 4 hours.
We'll say he'll come back in an hour. He scampers off.
Thanks, bud. You're doing amazing. Yeah, nothing happened. Everything's fine.
What the hell was that about?
It's a fair question.
Absolutely nothing.
Is it this tent?
So fucking useless.
Who is useless?
I just kind of go, it's that one! I'm trying to still be. I got an actual 20 on myself. I could do it.
You see his little tail like underneath the tent, like goes inside.
Boy. So you know how I've got that old magic thing? One of the things I get with that old magic thing is a little buddy, kind of like yours.
But you're an ansel.
Yeah, I've got my own ansel, but he's invisible and he's also a squirrel. He's also a talking squirrel, and he's also misguided.
I think we need to get some help.
Promise I'm not having an episode. Roll for episode. That's cocked. That's another natural 20. I'm not having an episode. Everything's fine. We're using that dice. Yeah, you'd like him. He's cute.
Will I ever get to meet him properly?
I don't know. We'll see. I hope so. He's cute. You'll like him.
If he talks, that's definitely. I mean, without putting up on something. Yeah, he's great, but
I scratch it. I give him scratches.
And as you guys play with Ansel, nothing untoward happens on your watch. It's cool. It's actually quite pleasant. And an hour or so later, scampering back, Zeal. Nothing bad, but he's a very strange man.
What do you mean? What do you mean strange?
oh, is he back?
Yeah, he's back.
He was
Where
well.
should
I mean,
I point like physically angle Moxie.
he was sobbing and praying, and then he went to sleep. Something about Eridor, I don't know who that is, some pompous god of this awful place. He looks around.
Was that who the hunter?
Mhm.
Well, okay, just checking.
Eridor.
Okay.
Something about saving his family or something, I'm not
Oh,
sure.
buddy.
But he was in a bad way, and quite frankly, it was quite depressing. So, thanks for that.
I didn't know. I was hoping the guy would get stabbed in front of you, and then you'd have some action.
Oh, well, then that would have been great, wouldn't it? Always with the stabbing and the jokes.
What would you prefer?
I don't know. Drinking and an armchair?
You've got an armchair back at home.
Yes, and talking of home, I will see you later.
Okay. Does he expect? Well, before he goes away, does he expect me back anytime soon? Okay, fine.
Yeah, okay. That's it.
Damn squirrel.
Okay.
Is he gone?
He's gone.
I think I might like him.
Okay.
She's just stood there like, oh, he's so annoying.
And with that, your watch comes to a close. Who is up next?
I think it's us.
Okay. Taking a seat at the front.
Anything happen?
Nothing exciting. Captain's not happy about something, but that's a problem for another day. That's not a problem for us right now.
Hopefully not tonight.
Okay. Both of you roll perception checks then, please.
17.
10.
Not as
17 and a 10. Okay. It's very quiet now. Middle of the night. Nothing but ruffling fabric. It's getting colder actually. You have to wrap up a bit more. And the desert chill. But it's very quiet and peaceful. And your watch goes by without issue.
What do you think of a ragtag group that we've made in there?
They're more useful than most everyone else here, it seems.
True, they do seem quite resourceful, I suppose.
They're cleric was useless.
What, do you mean the one in here or the one that you saw?
No, the one we went to see.
Oh! I was like,
Absolutely savage.
Full sass.
she did great! She killed at least one guy! I claim the other one as well.
That's what you're on.
The thing with the edge, that worries me. I don't know what it's leading us towards, but nothing good ever comes out of the edge.
You've been there before.
Yes and no. Spent some time very close to it. Wasn't too much that happened out there, but I have seen things come out of it.
You make it sound like that trying to be some sort of not prophecy, but
I mean, they talked of praising the prophet.
it's long ago, obviously. I mean, obviously, with those dreadful creatures about, I mean, who knows? But yeah, I suppose we have to be vigilant.
How long? Do you know how long it's been there? What's your passive perception?
How long what's been there, sorry?
The edge.
Does Eugene know?
I'm asking Eugene.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. I've never really studied it, or it's not really my speciality. I mean, I've heard it in stories when I was younger, but it was only stories to make us go to sleep and not mess about after, you know, in the dark.
Roll a history check as well. Because you've been educated.
I am quite learned. 23 again. I keep rolling 17.
So when you, in talking to Ora about how little you know, a small tidbit of information comes to mind, something you'd all but forgotten, because why would you end up in the desert? It was the last place that you would go. And you remember that very, very long ago, the time period doesn't come to mind, but you know that the edge was associated with some cataclysmic event. And you remember that a marker in time as the beginning for a lot of texts that you'd read in the guild was called the Great Unbinding. And that is all that comes to mind.
So I share that with you.
I rolled a natural 1 for sort of a stealthy sleight of hand. So you probably would have noticed Ora reach for his abdomen just sort of half subconsciously.
Were you wounded in the battle?
Not today.
An old injury?
Something like that. I'm sort of going to see if anyone else is awake.
Is anyone else awake? I imagine to get your long rest, you need to be asleep. So no.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. You've looked at the wild husks and
Dreadful thing.
you've looked at several things. What do you make of this? And Ora will lift the bottom of his shirt, and you've seen it when he's got changed before, sort of just in passing, sort of what looks like
Depends if you're looking.
what looks like a heavy bruise
Eugene's
on his
there just
abdomen. It's about 2 inches or so wide. It's on front and back, and you see sort of this, like, what looks like a black sort of webbing sort of spreading out from it.
That's not something you see every day at the guild. Jeez, I can look at it if you would like. I mean, I know some sort of basic medicine with potions and vials and tonics, but not
Couldn't
reason
hurt.
of such. I can have a
Couldn't
look.
hurt.
Yeah, sure.
Roll a medicine check.
That's not the right dice. 7.
Yeah, you know, it's clearly an old wound. When it comes to the sort of webbing, you've really got no idea what it is. It's like nothing you've ever seen, really. You instinctively would reach for sort of potions of, you know, antitoxin or something like that, but you really don't know what it is.
How long ago did you say this was?
I noticed it about 6 years ago.
Has it got any worse since?
Recently, a little.
The grin. I don't want you putting yourself in danger. I mean, I know it's probably not going to be a apothecary or a physician out here, but you need to get that looked at.
Maybe I should. I don't know. Maybe I should talk to the useful cleric.
So, yeah. Do you guys have anything else to discuss, or?
Probably. Well, unless you want to
just
make
chatter
out.
about
You
bits and pieces.
Just lift up his shirt.
I was getting a real touchy feeling.
Get the baby oil out.
Try and actually really break that mountain.
Christ. First night. Okay, yeah, and you guys talk for the remainder of your watch, keeping each other awake and
Limber.
and you wake up Ahmaya and Freya.
As Amaya's like shook
Could
and
you wake up-
awake,
Could you
she's
wake up
shook.
that one? She terrifies me a little bit, and I don't really think
Sure.
it's a good idea for me to wake her. She might stab me and think I'm trying to steal her spice.
That's true. I'll just sort of like Hilda's all just sort of poke her
As
away,
I'm like
sort of from a
poked
distance.
awake, I'm like, add molasses to the tomatoes, Jeffrey. And then I'm like, huh? And then I
it's
quickly-
your watch.
As he's talking, I'm completely ignoring him and just writing down what I was obviously just dreaming about. Like,
In a dream
What?
journal.
what?
It's your watch
Oh.
now.
Okay.
Would you like some paper and some ink?
And I thank you. I have a biro, apparently. No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. So you guys take up your watch in the
Yeah.
same spot. Roll some perception checks for me, please.
Ooh, I'm so good at perceiving.
See everything.
No.
No,
That's why you don't say that you're good at stuff. 16?
Oh, that's
so much
good.
better.
Mine was 9.
Ah,
Oh, damn!
okay.
Oh no, stuff always happens on the last watch.
You guys really groggy from your. You guys have had your rest now, and you're pretty groggy from it being waken up a bit early. You feel a lot better, but whew, it's an early morning,
Yeah.
and it's cold and dark. You guys both have dark vision there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And nothing much happens. It's quiet.
It's a good look from here.
You can hear the first stirrings, maybe, throughout the watch from one of the other tents.
Is it dawn?
At this time, Juness, the dawn moon, would be rising. She is lighting a very soft yellow light. It's cold, and you know that in a few hours she'll be followed by the sun.
When she's coming up, I like sit cross-legged and I get out like 3 candles, and I put them in a row, and I light the one on the left and the one on the right, and I get out my symbol, and I look at it for a moment, and then I put it down in front of the middle one. And I wait for a sec. And then I blow out the candles.
I just kind of watch this and I'm like,
Probably seen me do it a few times.
yeah, we're probably still trying to suss out what's happening, so I'm just there like, I don't know. Ahmaya knows nothing.
Big, strong, dumb girl. Yeah.
Do you guys have anything else to say, or are you gonna just?
Any new recipes?
Well, I managed to sweet talk my way into some new spices.
Can I smell them?
Yeah, I take out my spices. We smell some spices.
Do you recognise the spices?
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah, what ones do I have to be fair?
it's a blend. So you saw him reach into a big old sack of spices.
Yeah.
And it's like a 5 spice, maybe some
Like Chinese 5 spice.
kind of like a little bit
Mixed herbs.
sweet cinnamon.
I already got them.
Italian seasoning.
There's a few. There's just lots of different crushed up mixed
So, like,
spices.
Almost like an aniseed
Cinnamon,
vibe.
black pepper.
Yeah, it's cheaper
Paella
stuff though.
mix.
You can tell, but from smelling it, that this is sort of cheaper
Bombay
stuff. Yeah. But it smells a lot better than the stuff you've been eating recently.
Cool. Can I just write down 5 spices?
Yeah.
Thanks.
You just chuck
I
some
can spell
spice.
cinnamon and pepper.
That's the one she really wants.
While she's
And,
listing spices, do you have anything else you want to do? You've done your little ritual.
Yeah. No, not really.
Okay.
Do you have like a travelling spice rack or something?
Travel spice. Okay.
fucking lazy Susan.
And with that,
Lazy
guys,
Susan, did you say?
the sun is just rising when you all wake up.
Oh, so we did complete a long rest.
You completed a
Yay.
long rest.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Nobody's dead.
We made it.
And
I got my spell back.
Oh, geez, I need to pick
as
spells
you
now.
as you guys all come out, Eskil is already up and he's packed his tent away and he's like raring to go basically. And if anyone has, he's order you guys to pack down the tent. Oi, tent one, your responsibility now. Get that shit down. And he starts ordering someone else down. They pull out some sledges. There's a couple that they've put the big stuff on, like the poles for the tents and the fences. And that's sort of shared in a rota between, it's very light wood. It's not a huge burden, but that's sort of rotated throughout the journey. And within, you guys go through the motions. You've done this a lot now. He's got you packed up and loaded and you're walking up the dune. You're traveling west. It is hot already. The sand is cool beneath the surface, but you know that's not going to last. You trudge through craggy outcrops of rock protruding from this sea of pastel sands. They rest in strips of violet, blue, grey, white. And pretty quickly, Eskil stops the march. And he holds up a hand and he's like, everyone drink for a moment, have a rest. The next leg's going to be a long one. What order are you guys marching in? He's going to have you guys at the front with him, but do you have a particular order that you want to march in?
I'll probably go up beside him pretty much.
Yeah.
I want to be firmly in the middle.
Yeah, same.
Middles.
Safe in the middle, yeah.
I'll just be wherever there's a space.
Cool.
I'll be towards the middle back.
Back and middle.
Towards the front. Probably
Yeah,
like
I
right
think
next to you.
I think since Sentinel said about him being worried, Ora's going to sort of take on a sort of more of a bodyguard role.
Sure.
Sort of knowing talk of mutiny and that.
All right. Yeah. Cade, the lieutenant, is halfway down the march. He's with a lot of the other members of the unit. Dav's old mates are with him. Can
I do an insect check?
Insight
Can I do an insight check on Cade? Because I want to know what his fucking deal is.
roll an insight check.
I just want to fucking know. I want this to be a 2 so that I will never know. It's a 5 plus, I think it's like a 2. So yeah, I don't know. No, it's 6.
He's a shifty lad.
He's a shifty lad and I don't trust him.
Eskil with Ora and actually he would know. He showed you all the compass actually, and as he takes out the compass and he walks a few feet ahead and he sort of gestures for you to come forward and he holds it out and he's like, something's fucking interfering with it.
How close are we to where we were yesterday? Like where we
You've been going for a couple of hours.
So we're past the thing from the tomb that we were in?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Something's interfering with it. It wants us to go west. It's been telling me to go west all day. all morning. But as we get closer to something, it's being repelled, and I don't know. It might be the dry storm. And he looks out, and you can't see it, but you know it was there last night.
Are we heading in the direction of the edge?
The edge is to your left, so you look out now.
Yeah.
And actually, he turns to you and he says, and he hands you back the sketch, and he says, "This is probably the only thing that is." And he turns round and he starts fiddling with the back of it. He's doing something with the back of it, but he's sort of keeping it to himself.
Two things. One, can we have a look around and see if there's anything anything that looks different to the landscape that we've been looking at for weeks?
Okay, roll. I just say that's a perception check, right?
Yeah, I'd say that too.
You doing it on your own?
Anyone else can join me. I'm just having an invest.
No, I'm Chanter.
Okay.
While Sentinel's
Oh,
doing that, can I be kind of keeping an ear out behind us?
Sure. Roll a perception check.
Listening.
14.
14. It's this sea of crags and rocks. Sometimes they're in towers, eroded into a column. It's very much the same. It's very much the same. You're definitely getting closer to the edge over the periods of a week, and the dry storm as well. But you're still moving west.
And point the second, you said it was on the left. The edge was on the left.
Yes.
How does it look compared to the sketch that I've got?
It's a good point. He has plotted, and standing atop this dune where you've got a decent view, you're going in. It's like the sea is ahead of you. The edge is on the left. So he's trying to emulate. What you showed him in that picture.
How far? How close are we to emulating that?
That'd be very difficult to say. You can see the glistening sea in the distance and the edge. Maybe it's slightly smaller, but it's hard to tell.
So whatever this
especially because it's a recreation
is
as well.
Gone. There's nothing that looks like.
No, you wouldn't think that. You know that if you were to hold up the sketch, you see the sea ahead of you as it is in the sketch, and you see the edge to the left of you as it is in the sketch. But maybe you haven't reached it yet. Maybe you've gone past it. It's very difficult to know. He seems to think that it's ahead.
Okay.
And he's doing something with the compass. What did you roll for perception?
20, not natural.
And there are a handful of husks, the docile kind.
No, sorry, I want to listen to the dudes behind.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were looking
turned
back.
into husks.
Well, you can see about 50 or 60 feet behind you, there's one or two husks. The one of the docile kind, they just follow you. It's very normal. You are listening in, and Cade is sort of not saying much, but every now and again from the last few minutes, they've been mumbling, and you heard him say, he was like, "We'll sort this out."
Fucking deal! I'm so angry.
Don't you worry, it won't go unanswered.
How close am I to them?
You're near the back of the group, right? Middle back.
Yeah.
You're within 20 feet of them. That's about it.
Can I slow down so I end up standing next to Cade?
You can. He'll notice you there though.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not trying to.
You
be
have
invisible.
stopped moving now, so you're at the top of this dune where everyone's stationary.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna moonwalk backwards.
Okay.
Excellent.
Dune walk.
Yeah, dune walk. I'm gonna dune walk backwards and be like, so what's gonna be sorted soon?
Excuse me?
Well, you just said something was gonna be sorted soon, and because you're talking loudly.
I was having a conversation.
Yeah, that I heard.
Get back to the front.
Why?
Because I'm ordering you to get back to the front.
I walk 2 steps, but
I love you so much.
I'm further forward.
He turns his back to you and starts drinking from his flask.
I'm just gonna stand there.
All right. Okay. After a few minutes, Esquil, he turns to you guys at the front and says, "I'm going to need your help."
What are we doing?
Whoever's going to help him will need to help roll survival checks.
Sure, I know the desert.
Cool, fine.
For the same reason, and I will give you... do you have proficiency in survival?
Yeah.
You can have advantage. And who's help? Oh, you've already got advantage.
Already
Someone
got
else can roll as well, but without advantage. Because he has advantage on his own.
Oh no.
Pretty good survival, but I'm not at the front.
Natural 20
Nice.
Well, we don't.
for a
beat
23.
you.
Cheers! Thanks so much.
The crap cleric.
Well, I mean, because would we know that you're good at survival
No,
already?
I've shown no evidence of
Because
that.
otherwise, if in that case, that's a 3.
My other one was a 3.
So you take a look at the image as well. You didn't take it out actually, but you've spoken about them last night with.
Oh no, I was
regard to the images.
looking.
You were brilliant. So you can see exactly the recreation. It's difficult to tell the distance because of the size of the edge and the sea, but with Eskil's help and with the compass that's sort of wavering and it's being stubborn, you move. You think in the right direction. You continue on. After a few more hours, you've depleted some of your day's rations of water, and eventually you step out into a canyon of steep greys and brown crags.
Is it grand?
It's grand. And the crags are really reflecting the sun. It's hot. It's mid-afternoon, and in the very distance you see something skimming the tops of the dunes, like this. Amando.
No, not Armando.
Yeah, Mando, you said.
Yeah, I thought you said Armando, and I was like...
For those of you who are from Dustmere, you would recognise that as a sand cutter. Odd to see it out here, but it's very far away. Loit.
Well, no.
Oh no!
He's still here.
I thought we killed him.
I thought we left him behind.
I thought he fell in one of the pits.
He walks up and sees you guys' reactions and turns straight back round.
No. Come on, Lloyd. What's happening? None of that was canon.
I just wondered what that was. And he points at the skimming thing.
Sandcastle.
Yeah. Weird to see it out here, though.
Yeah.
No kidding. No, I don't mean that. I mean that. And he points down ever so slightly, and you see an overreach of rock in a shadow. You see some tents or some sort of settlement of some sort.
Does it look like anyone else from the Great Hunt?
It's hard to tell. They're sort of pale tent-like structures.
Get the binoculars out.
I'm actually can see if I've got a telescope.
Lloyd, that gets Eskil's attention though.
I actually do, but it's broken.
Oh!
Like the lens is broken.
I've got a pitten.
Calm down.
Who has mending?
Sorry, I just realised I can change my spells.
Oh fuck now.
Oh yeah, you should.
We get to pick daily.
Would it be somewhere we might see Edge Watchers?
You wouldn't think so. It would be strange, and these are not the structures that they would use.
Okay.
How
You
big?
get to know.
How many? Like roughly from here? How many tents?
You can see 3. Eskil sees it and he calls out, "Hold!"
What are we thinking, sir?
I think it might be desert tieflings. Usually harmless. They dislike hunter-scavengers though. They could give us guidance though.
Do we want to run the risk? Or have we found what we're after?
I think we've made good headway, but we ultimately don't know. Alright.
I could try talk to them as not a hunter-scavenger.
I think they'll know. In fact, they've probably already seen us.
Yeah. What kind of time is it?
Do I...
Where's this? What kind of time is it by now?
Midday, mid-afternoon, yeah.
Good afternoon. Okay, so not time for naps.
No, not
Fine.
yet.
Would I be familiar with tieflings, or am I getting that confused with...
Well, we're tieflings.
No, I just... Because there's one...
Are you racist?
No. Don't worry, I've answered my own question.
Okay.
Sorry.
He,
I'm genuinely getting 2 completely different things mixed up.
I tell you what, Eskil does look at the 6 of you guys though. And then just as he's about to give you an order he says, "Alright, you 6. And then as he says that, Jakob
Oh, fuck off, Jakob.
storms to the front of the queue.
I pull out my sword.
I kind
Oh,
of...
do you?
I
Okay.
edge in front of the
Just,
captain
like,
being like,
prepared.
none of that.
Ahmaya draws her sword Korg, the other orc, and 2 human
Korg the orc.
thugs. In fact, they're the ones that you saccade with. Jakob steps to the front. He's like, "We're going down there. We're taking their food and their water."
All right, go on then.
And he looks at the captain. In fact, we haven't seen Clayton. Clayton was with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
The ginger-haired guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he steps forward and he actually shoves Jakob. And he's like,
Ooh, lad.
I forgot what his accent was for a minute then. Oh God.
I can't actually remember.
Make him Irish.
God. We will not be pillaging an innocent fucking village.
Oh yeah.
And Captain steps forward. He's like, Clayton's right, but we could use the supplies. If they have them, we can purchase or trade. And Jakob puts his hand on his knife, and Clayton has his hand on his belt.
How far from them are we?
You're right next to each other. They're just staring at each other. The captain's like, right, hang on.
I'm gonna like
I don't do it.
She just really likes
we need to run away
the nice
now.
people. And she likes Clayton. She's just gonna like hold up her sword up against his throat and be like, "Don't you fucking dare!"
I'm gonna push Maya's hand down and be like, right, what's your problem, mate?
Make an intimidation check.
I think I'm very intimidating.
Wait, yeah, which sword?
Imagine it's your other one, isn't it?
It's my special sword
Your special
Special
sword.
because I'm protecting my people.
Okay.
Oh,
What do-
no!
What do they see
I'm
when
taking
you
a good
draw
look
it?
at this sword.
What do they see when you draw it?
Like it's got like carvings on it of like kind of nature, like trees and flowers and leaves and stuff. But like, you know, when you look at a CD and it's like kind of
Cute.
like that.
So silently, like wisp, silent.
Yeah.
So his throat.
Yeah, it's at his throat. I've not slashed his throat.
Let's
I'm
make an
just.
intimidation check.
That is a 13 plus 4, so 17.
Okay, and then you immediately sort of like, whoa.
I'm like, wait, what's your problem to Jakob? Like, I'm kind of like, don't fucking stab him, Ahmaya,
Captain,
babe.
I think that, to be fair,
Babe.
the captain's like, right. And he says, he puts a hand on Clayton, and then he looks over at Jakob, and Jakob's like, still got his hand on his knife. Clayton takes his hand down, and Jakob's like, and he steps back away from the blade and walks off.
You better keep walking.
You six,
did anyone-
get down there now on your own. I'm going to sort this shit out. No, I'm not happy with you. What are you guys going to do?
Two things.
Run.
I want to get as much of a look at this sword as possible.
Oh, it's away now.
No, but while you had it out.
Okay. I mean, I can say roll a perception check, but I think you described pretty much the lot, right? Mm-hmm. It's a long curved blade, like very, very shallow curve, thin, and it has like a holographic mirror shine to it, isn't it?
Mm.
It looks very well made. And the sheath looks a little bit shit, really, compared to it.
We'll revisit this.
This is a problem for a later time. Sword talk later. We will gossip about it later.
We have plenty of
The other thing,
They have Fight Club.
would I have had any interactions with the tieflings and that while I was with the Edge Watchers?
They don't tend to stray that close to the edge, but you probably be, you know enough to agree with what Eskiel has said, that they're generally they're not hostile, but they don't like hunter-scavengers. But not to an unknown amount. It's sort of like luck of the draw, really. You know that much.
I just sort of look down. I wonder how they feel about Edge Watchers.
What are you guys going to do?
I'm gonna I'm assuming the captain's like turning back to go and chat to them, like, and deal with it. Or is
Yeah,
it-
he orders you guys go and get land. He's like, get their shit, get some supplies, buy it, or I'll buy it, and find out where we can find that thing on your drawing. All right, I've got to sort this shit out.
I don't trust him. are you going to be alright on your own? Because I do not trust any of these.
Yeah, I'll be alright. And he slaps Cup on the shoulder.
If there is a problem, you've got to find a way to run and get back to us down there.
Yeah, I'll be alright.
I don't care if you're going to say you're alright. You got to get out.
Don't make me give you an order. He turns round.
Fine. And then I like grab her by the wrist and be like, "You're coming with us."
I'm gonna go like a little way, and then I'll be like, "Oh, hold on a sec," and just like pretend I'm looking for something, and then I'm gonna just like duck and hide, so I'm not that far, so I can see what's going on. I can see where they're going, so I'm just like.
So you want to hide on the slope down?
Are there any rocks, or are you just like
Yeah,
crouched in the
there are some rocks. So you wanna hide on a rock on the way to the settlement. But...
So like not far from where we've just left, so I can keep an eye on what's going on.
Okay, roll a stealth check. We'll say, so 3/4 of the way down, you guys are moving. And how are you moving? Are you moving stealthily, or are you just approaching?
I think we should just
I'm just approaching.
With a white
I'm going to
flag.
try and... I've got a white ish cloak.
How far away from they?
You think you're stealthy behind
that means I'm not stealthy.
baking sun, like.
I mean, I'm just
Shadow on
I'm
the
just
sun.
watching what's happening.
You're just crouching behind a rock.
Yeah,
watching
just in
back.
case any shit goes down.
We should
Excuse
have
me.
made a signal.
How far? Yeah, I was going to say, how far is the distance between all of these points from where they are to where she is to where we're going?
I'd say it's about 120 feet.
Right.
Ahmaya will put you 60 feet, right in the middle, and then it's 60 feet from there to the settlement. And if you guys are just approaching, sort of hands up, yeah.
Has anyone got any cash money to just wave in the air? It's like, hey, we gotta buy shit.
Make it
I'll
rain.
just I'll lead the way. Obviously,
You see,
I've dealt with them
okay,
before. Sometimes.
yeah.
don't threaten them.
Sorry, I thought you were finished. You see as you're approaching, you see a tall, greyish-skinned tiefling from at the side of one of the tents. They're gesturing to someone in the camp, and you see 3 figures, 4 figures, 5 figures. And as you approach, you see that the taller one is a man, middle-aged. There's a woman, 2 children that are kneeling behind him. And there's another man, a tiefling with pale skin. He's stouter, stands at the entrance of a different tent. They're all wearing similar sort of whirling wraps, similar to the desert people, actually. As you approach, the greyish-skinned tiefling actually has the touch of red, a very weak chin. His horns seem too big for his head, his live frame. And he seems very, very timid. Please, we wish no harm, please.
No
We can
harm.
trade.
Us too.
No harm.
This is a whole chill situation.
We have some goods harvested from the desert. I have no...
We have money. We would like to trade it for
Two of you guys can make persuasion checks.
I'll jump in on that with my Haunted One background, which makes them more inclined to help us.
Ooh,
I'll
nice.
jump in on that with my, what is it?
Guts.
+3 persuasion. I feel like that should be higher. I don't, but this has gotten fucked. I'm sure that should be higher. Anyway.
Sorry.
You're not proficient.
No advantage for background.
I'm sure I was proficient in persuasion.
What did you get?
6 total.
6.
I got a 9, 10,
I'm probably keeping
12.
more of an eye on stopping people threatening them accidentally.
A 12 was that.
A 12 or a 14. I'm sure I'm proficient in perception, but I think it's just a 12.
Persuasion.
Persuasion, sorry, yeah.
A 12 just enough.
Thank God.
He lowers his hands. Okay, we are a family of remnants. We are peaceful. We are here to look after our children and our wise elder Morag. Please, anything we can help you with. We have little food and water to share, but we can share it.
We're actually looking for guidance.
Okay, and what kind?
We're looking for something, and I'll nod to Sentinel.
Because he gave me back the sketch.
He looks at
I know
the
it's on
drawing.
your hand.
I copied it onto my hand.
He looks at the drawing.
We think we're close.
He looks up at you again. I think you should speak to our elder about this, not me. And if you will, and he guides you into the camp. Are you going to stay up on the slope?
Oh yeah.
Okay. He guides you towards. You walk to the third tent that's deeper in the camp. You see the other male tiefling. He's stouter, very pale, like peach-coloured skin, and he's like quite stout, but with a skinny face. He's got a long brown cloak over the other wrappings, and he every now and again he's like throwing it over his shoulder and he's watching you.
As we're walking over, I say to the one who looked like he had the kids, like, sorry, how do your children feel about cats?
What is like?
Moxie, present answer.
Yeah. Snap my fingers.
They get terrified.
It's like, this is a cat. He's very fluffy and he's very good with kids. If they would like to play with him for a little bit, that's fine, right?
Of course it is.
Thank you. That is very kind. And he turns to the kids. Go, play. And
one that sort of looking our direction, I rummage into not the pouch of the violent stuff, but another side pouch, and just pass.
Not the violent pouch.
Not the violent
So I'm going to get them mixed up one day.
That went straight up my nose.
Left is the happy
That
pouch.
was a different pouch.
Lefty loosey, righty daisy.
Oh shit!
But it's not the fun pouch. That's a very different hidden pouch.
So I give one of the kids this sort of rainbow coloured sort of basically looks like a jelly bean, and I just go, so you eat this as I think it's quite delicious, but you can also bounce it on the ground, and I drop it and it just bounces.
Wait a second, does his jelly bean thing look like the other rocks he's been throwing?
I don't know.
No, it looks like a jelly bean.
Aww.
Cool.
It bounces.
Are you telling the
Just
truth?
tasty, bouncy
Just gonna
jelly bean.
pinball off all the kids.
Yeah, they seem fascinated. One of them's playing with the cat, like scritching under his neck, and then this other one's like chat. You know, in those balls that bounce in different directions.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of.
Oh, is it?
going
Yeah,
with,
he's like chasing it like this and running around.
Oh, so it's not like the super bouncy ball in Men in Black.
No, I think at level 1 that's ridiculous.
So the man takes you through the camp towards the other tent. He introduces himself. He says, I am Kelda.
Can you spell your name, my guy?
It's Kelda.
Elda. Yeah.
And my wife, Lysa. So he takes you into a small tent, and just before the entrance he looks over you, and for a moment he says, please forgive me, but do you promise me that you are here peacefully?
Would you like us to leave our weapons outside?
Yes, please, that would be very good.
Can I look around? Is anyone got weapons? Are there any people
roll a
hiding?
perception check.
I don't see him. It's a 9.
Deceiving.
You guys, just on a cursory glance, you don't see anyone else other than his family, the more stout-looking, paler tiefling. You don't see anyone else. There's only the 3 tents. There could be people hiding inside, but you don't see anyone. You don't hear anything either.
Okay. Sure.
Do you guys leave your weapons at the entrance?
Yeah, I'll take a.
Seems I didn't know I had a crossbow.
Magic anyway.
I'll take
I've
a-
got the
Yeah,
mace
we've
down.
got stuff that we can do if all else comes to the worst.
I'll just punch people.
Yeah, you two can punch people. You've got your fucking magic stones. We're good to go.
I'll just
Okay.
take a step in and sort of offer a hand. Ora Adonis, Edgewatcher.
He nods at that. That is an interesting mix. He looks up the hill to the group as well, but you
Not
have
the
my
best recruits, but
you have my trust, and I hope that I have yours. Please wait a moment. Actually, and he beckons you in. You enter a small softly lit tent with the sunlight coming in through the canopy, and it smells immediately of incense and burnt spices. And
See Ahmaya
actually,
I
do you
send a
want me
message to Ahmaya. It
Yeah.
smells amazing in here.
Somebody get spicy.
And she's like,
You can cast message.
Yeah, I have message. Yeah.
What's the range?
120 feet.
Nice.
I hear it and I'm like,
everything's all right at camp.
oh, fuck.
You staying on the rock?
Yup,
Okay.
made my decision, gotta live
Fair,
with it.
respect.
She sounds pissed, guys.
Who sounds pissed?
Ahmaya.
Oh, dang.
But you guys can tell, those of you with some modicum of perception, you can smell that there's something it's trying to cover up. It's nastier smells of like body odour, and there's a strong smell of rotting eggs in this tent.
Yeah.
Charlie.
And he takes you through into a small, like he crams you into this small space, or like you're all standing on this one rug, and there's a curtained door before you, and he just says, "If you could wait one moment, while I request time for you." Thank you. And he dips inside. A few moments pass, you hear his soft voice, and then he pokes his head around and he says, "Please, come through." And he opens the way. You guys follow?
Yep.
Lead the way.
As you enter, it's darker in here. The light from the canopy's been stifled out with rugs up against the ceiling, and weaves of desert grass to block out some of the light. The elder, she rests on a huge throne-like bundle of fabric, and she looks different to the others. She has a pale, almost translucent blue skin. She's completely bald, but for a pattern of black ridges over her forehead, as well as black cast iron-like horns, and they reach forward, but not from her forehead, from the back of her head. They reach out over her head, forward, and her eyes are pale blue, like her skin, if slightly yellowed, and weeping. They have no pupils. And she is absolutely ancient. As she blinks and looks over each of you, she opens her mouth, and you can see she's got no teeth left, and you hear the dry wheezing of her taking a breath. You stray from the deep sands. Why?
Do you speak English?
Say that. Did you say that?
No, of course I don't. No, of course I don't.
I'm going to clamp down on this, alright? Why?
There is something we seek.
What?
Guidance. We're looking for something. Somewhere.
You seek out the old places of glass.
Yes. We think we're close, but not sure exactly.
The desert people. The Salnari.
Can you spell that for me, please, old lady?
Salnari.
No, the old lady.
Were they the people who lived here first?
Yes. What do you seek of them?
Truthfully, we do not know.
They were a community in the Cragmore long ago, when a man showed them secrets beneath the rocks. He told them of the great buried power, a special power. And so they dug to seek out the true remains of the gods' children. The prophet and the faith bound the Salnari people intimately together into a hive mind of sorts, and they were strong, but they dug too deep. They found a fragment of such being, but it was out of its time, clinging to this world. They became one with its sickness. Still faithful to the prophet, the people persevered, but the suffering was too great, and the infection changed them, twisted them. Such was the power of the creature that they sought. You seek out this evil. Coughs again.
We seek to protect. I watch the edge and all that comes through.
Yes,
Defend.
I know your kind. You would hunt me. You seek the prophet, then.
Who is the prophet? Where would they be? Gone by now, surely.
Yes.
How long ago did it come?
The
edge.
The edge. I do not know. This and this infection are two separate entities. The prophet could not control this. He could not change what his people had been infected with, and it spread through them. Yes.
Who was the prophet?
He was a man. Once.
What happened to him?
Have you heard of the Gravens?
Have we
Have
heard?
I?
Has it?
Roll, I guess just everyone roll a history check then. Actually, no, anyone who's proficient in history, roll a history check.
Thank you very much. That's
Nope.
17.
No,
That's
not
cool.
proficient.
Not professional.
It might not be next time, but for now I
I
am.
say that's cocked or that's fine.
No, I think that's alright.
That will be a 24.
Nice.
Your boy knows.
I rolled really well, but I don't have proficiency, which sucks.
So you would know that. So anyone that rolled over a 20, was that just you guys? All of you?
I didn't.
You didn't roll.
I didn't roll over a 20.
So those who roll over a 20, fair enough.
It's only your boy.
You know that the word graven exists in fairy whispers, which are sort of like kids' tales. They're told to the children by their friends to spook them, but it is also known about by a certain number of scholars. It is loosely connected to the Great Unbinding in some way, and they something to do with men learning how to ascend into godhood. And the Isildian church, which didn't exist back then, the Pantheon of Inheritance sort of loosely did. The 20 were blamed for this being allowed to happen. And the Graven Crisis is the key event which almost destroyed civilization. And it was said that the only thing that stopped it was the intervention of the unworshipped. And it was the last intervention of the unworshipped, which are the original creators of the universe. It's after that they left. For thousands of years they've left. And they're called the unworshipped because it is a sin to worship them. The Gravens are all dead. There is no such thing as Gravens, and that's something that is very tied into the tight restrictions of the Pantheon of Inheritance, of the Isildian rule over faith.
How many bodies of gods were they looking for?
Sorry, what do you mean?
She said that they were looking for
The remains.
the remains of the gods.
Do you ask her?
Yeah. I want to know how many.
They sought not the remains of a god, but of the god's children.
The gods' children, my bad. How many children of gods?
I know not.
How many gods were in that pantheon?
I'm sorry, I cannot answer.
How long ago were they searching?
The desert people died out 200-300 years ago.
Not that long.
Because the prophet could not control the infection that flowed between the minds of his people. And it became something because of the piece of the child of a god that it was sourced from. It became the Nal. And the prophet used the remaining husks to trap the infection, to wait for the man that told them where to dig to return so that he might get his revenge.
Wait, hang on. Out of conversation or not. The man that told them to dig, different from the prophet.
Yes. Some believe it was just a rumour. He was a fabrication to pull the blame away from the prophet. But the last of the Salnari who were not connected with him died out. Many were taken into tiefling families like I have, but soon they died. It is thought that he followed them soon. The infection trapped and destroyed in the depths of the Cragmore.
The infection.
Yes.
Is there any idea what it was like?
Yeah, there are depictions of it. The Null.
Like
No.
this. And I'll pull out the husk arm.
We stabbed it into the ground!
Picked it up.
I mean,
Can't
like,
keep these things.
she. I was gonna say she recoils, but I don't know if she could really see it. She's very poor of sight, and
We found
Blind!
we found husks different to the docile ones that wander the wastes. They are entangled with roots and branches and vines
she takes
that
a breath.
stem from the spine. We found some in a ruin not far from here.
Did you leave them?
They've probably been there for centuries, maybe.
We burned them.
We did what we could.
They attacked us. We defended ourselves.
Good. It may not be the Nala. If it is, then... She looks out at what was his name? Kelda. Then this place is no longer safe. Where do you wish to go?
I'm not a sentinel.
A molten spire.
It sits between the edge and the sea.
Many things between there.
A church with a spire leaning like a candle.
She's struggling, you can tell.
We're being guided by a shardwork compass.
I know not of such magic. You seek out a church. I cannot imagine such a thing in the desert.
It leads us west.
What does it look like? It has been long since my eyes have set.
How can we show you? Not a cruel question, like a genuine question, if she can't see.
She's not blind. She's just very hard of vision. But because she's looking at you, you know, she looks around the room.
Real close.
Put it real close.
She reaches out, and as she moves her hand towards you, you see that this large mass behind her back and shoulders, like it's like a cloak. But it seems that there's like bony shapes beneath this cloak at her back. Like she's been sitting up against a bag of bones, and she has much longer limbs than normal. She reaches out, and you give it to her.
Yeah.
She takes it. She holds it up. Yes. This is the Nulakium. N-U-N-L-A-K-U-K-I-U-M, sorry. N-U-N-L-A-K-I-U-M. Does anyone read or speak primordial? Also known as
I
Signura.
don't think so.
Also known as what?
Signura. I told
Nope.
you guys to change it to. I need to put it on.
I don't know. No.
Nah.
This is the Nunlakium. The other I do not know. Yeah, she hands it back. It is sealed, and it is dangerous. And should you seek out or find the Null, leave it be and lock it away.
I mean, I'm not hearing any of this,
Oh,
but that's
yeah,
what
sorry,
happened.
right. And she tells you, go west, avoid the open sands, travel in the deeper channels. The narrow crags hide it away.
I would just like to get a read on her.
Cool.
It's
Roll an
not that
insight.
I don't trust her.
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
probably
want to
keeping
get.
an eye on it.
I want to get a read.
Roll an insight check. Anyone else?
Fucking cock me. 7.
21.
Thank you. He backs me up.
You're not getting anything negative from her in terms of lying or anything like that. If anything, she's just wants to talk. She wants to tell these strange stories. But you believe that she believes everything she said.
Okay.
Can I don't know if this is pointless. Can I do a detect magic?
Sure.
I do that.
Okay. There is no magical items in here. You get a very, very faint magical glow off the ridges in her forehead, but it's very faint, and it was maybe once enchantment, but it's long gone.
Thank you for your knowledge and your candour. Is there anything we may do for you or your people here? By way of thanks.
If the null is released, you can warn me and my family
Of course.
and run.
If you have my word.
Ahmaya, you are out on the slope and not much has happened. You saw your friends go down into the tents.
Yeah.
What exactly are you looking out for?
I just don't want no one to get killed because I feel like this is like peak opportunity for some assholes to overthrow
Yeah.
Mr. Percy Pig, Captain Drummond.
Okay.
Also,
as you're looking
Clayton's
out,
nice.
Yeah. I'd say that as you're looking out, Clayton, actually, I tell you what. What's your passive perception?
Passive perception.
There's no way you're going to beat this
13.
anyway. After a few minutes of watching, you hear a voice behind you go, "What are you doing, mate?" And Clayton's like sat sat on the sand behind you in the shade of the rock that you're hiding behind.
I don't look at him. I just go, "Not much. What are you doing, mate?"
Still hilarious.
I know.
He walks up to beside you and looks back. You suspect them then?
Yep.
They've been trying to recruit me for weeks.
And have you been recruited? Are you here to kill me?
He looks.
She
back
also
up
laughs.
He laughs as well, and he sort of looks back up the slope. I don't like him.
Who?
Eskiel.
Why?
You guys would remember that on your job you did in your session 0. Drummond, Eskiel Drummond, was the man who had previously robbed the church and went missing.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, he says that he decided to just drop it, and I don't believe him. I'm just here for my coin, and I think he's doing a shit job of that as well. But I'm not going to stab a guy.
Well, no, but I'll definitely stab that Yakov dude.
Oh yeah, he's a twat.
But basically, at the moment, he's our best hope, so I don't want him to get killed.
No, I think that's fair.
Thank you.
And just so you know, I've not been trying to be an arsehole, but I won't lie, it's been pretty hard the last few weeks, knowing that I lost everything to get out here, and this guy is fucking useless, and I'm going to come out of this with no coin.
Well, you never know. You might come out with some coin.
Yeah. Well, I can't work with Duncan again, can I? The guy the gangster guy that you...
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh yeah, I
try
remember.
and kill us?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fair because he tried to kill us.
Yeah. Nice memory there.
Yeah.
Right, well, he stands up. I'm going to go try not to stab anyone.
Cool. I'm gonna keep watch here so that if you guys get overpowered by the dicks, then I can come in with my sword.
Nice.
Thanks.
And he walks up the slope. I'd say in the time that you were there, you've seen Cade acting a bit fishy, but nothing's happened. In fact, after a while, they walk down the slope. The captain moves into the camp and starts talking to someone, and they're effectively going to set up camp nearby because it's getting into the late afternoon now. What are you going to do? You going to help them out?
I'm gonna slip in, hopefully unnoticed. Then just do what I'm told.
Very nice. Okay. What are you guys doing? You're still in the tent. The Morag, she seems pretty tired. She's had a solid 10 minutes of talking.
Have we got the supplies?
We'll go and talk to them outside about and get that. It won't be from her.
Go do a trade.
We'll give you leave. Thank you for your time.
Holds up a really long, thin, bony hand, and then puts it back down. Kelda guides you out. Thank you for being so kind to her. She's wise.
Definitely. What have you guys got for trade? We've got some money and stuff. Do you mind getting that sorted while I just talk to my compatriots for a second?
Okay.
Don't need super privacy, but I just wanted to give us a chance to chat.
Of course, I will go and speak to Feldos. He stores a lot of our goods, and he holds them. He sometimes deals with trade. He used to work in a city nearby. I can't remember the name. Dust something. And he walks out. Yeah.
Just a real quick one. Did we recognise anyone?
I don't think you wouldn't.
Cool, fine,
recognise
thanks.
him, yeah. Are you guys? So what we can do is, I can organise. Like Askiel can organise the ration trade and so get as much as possible. But I wondered if you guys actually wanted to buy anything yourselves or go in on your own or
Shopping montage.
I've got
I know
one
you've got a
silver.
message. You need to relay all of this to Ahmaya. I don't want to travel with these fucks anymore. I don't trust what they're looking for. If they're looking for the body of a god or God's child, I don't want to fuck with that. I think they're going to fuck too hard with it. I don't trust it. I don't trust any of what's about to happen, and I want out.
Drummond's the only one that knows.
No,
Well,
I mean,
I
I think this whole job, we are looking for something bad, and I don't want a part of that.
How do you want to get out of it? We have these things on our heads.
How can I remember how they were removed?
yeah. So when you go back, they cash in all of your whatever you found. It pays your debt with that portion. They take a cut, and then they give you the antidote.
If we were to just go back and then pay them off with any money and gave them the rest of our debt back, would that still get us?
You know that if you desert of any kind and don't complete your mission or whatever, then you would go back with the debt anyway. So you'd have to pay it off.
Yeah.
If you desert, then they may not cure you.
Fine.
Basically, it's basically they hold you hostage.
Fine.
It's like their collateral is you in the deal.
What if we are selective with what we tell them?
Oh, we're
They-
not telling them any of what we told,
They
of what we
said-
found out.
They said to wait for the... How was it? They said to wait for the man who told them to dig. We should find out who sent
Yeah.
us here to dig.
Well, that was...
Just so I'll clear up because it might have been me being in a silly voice. The man that sent the man you're talking about, what Morag said was that when the prophet was alive, hundreds of years ago, a man told them, "Oh, you should dig here," and then he dug there with all of his people, and they found something bad, and it changed all of them. And then in trying to contain that, they all died
So
out.
it wasn't... He was told to wait for someone to tell him where to dig.
No, he was waiting. He was waiting for him to come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was, the prophet remained with his husks, who were once his followers, and he was waiting for this man to return so that he could get revenge on that man.
Yeah.
But then also Morag did also say that she believes that he died, and that that they got rid of the Nile, and it was all over.
Drummond is the only one that knows what we're actually doing out here.
If we can't desert outright, we need to find a way to seal it and to get rid of all of these fucks. Whether that means we just take Drummond with us and kill the rest of them.
Can you give me a refresher on what Drummond stole from the church?
He didn't. He was unsuccessful.
Okay.
And that's why you guys were sent. So they believed he was caught. He went missing.
Yeah.
They were trying to get. Your mission was to get that list of the confession from a duke. There's a duke's confession, and you guys succeeded.
So we just have that.
Yep.
We looked at it.
Don't know.
I mean, we
I feel
can
like
do.
we
We
did
can
loads of
also
stuff
do
that
a
were like-
reading night. I've got so many books to read. We can just spend some time reading tonight.
Read
That's
that
fine.
confession.
Probably.
It might be relevant.
What if we say we think we found it's between 2 points? We head west with Drummond. We send the others southwest.
Yeah, I'd like that.
That deals with them.
I
We
just,
know exactly what's going on, and it's only Drummond we have to deal with if we need to.
Yeah,
Now-
I don't want people who are already willing to mutiny anywhere near anything that can, like, if we open that thing and if we find it and we all get turned into husks, I'm not fucking having it, and I'm haunting, what's his fucking Gavros? What's
Gavlar.
he? Yeah.
Gavlar.
Oh, Dav.
No, Gaspar.
Oh,
Gavlar.
yeah.
So,
Davros.
Duke Gaspar, yeah.
If
I'm
they're-
haunting fucking Gaspar.
If they're gonna mutiny, we've got targets on us as well.
Well,
We're
yeah.
close to Drummond now.
I mean, the long and
Go
short of it is
for it.
we're fucked.
You guys also know that without Create Food and Water, you guys are basically screwed.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to do this time out before we traded, because I think we should take our own rations. I think we should buy some of our own stuff that we squirrel away.
Can we
How long have we been travelling again?
About 3 weeks.
can we speak with Drummond and get him to secure rations for everyone and give them enough for 3 or 4 days?
I can create
So-
water.
That's handy.
That's half the problem.
Wow, I did not know that.
Sick.
But
I can't make food. but
I mean,
make
that
water.
Can you make good berries?
The other cleric's
clean
useless.
Absolutely useless.
We
I
take
don't want to
enough,
fuck with this.
we're not far away, I don't think. We
Yeah.
take enough for a week. If Mora and our people are still here, they may be able to help us when we come back, because either way, we're gonna have to come back here and tell them to run or that
Yeah.
it's safe. I'm sure they would help us with, let the others find their way.
So, general question: does anyone have any cash money, or did everyone have to pay off their own debts?
I have
9
some
gold.
cash money. Not a lot. Hang on.
Got a silver.
We've got a bit. We can buy some rations. I'm fine with that. You didn't spend any of your money because I
Yeah, for
paid
some
every.
reason I have like one.
Yes, because I paid for everything
Yeah.
for you. Sister privileges.
so do you guys want to like actually trade, or do you want me to whiz through it?
We could trade.
We'll do bits and yeah.
Okay.
Rations.
So
Some
basically,
rations.
he takes you. So Keldus will take you to Feldos, and he's the pale peach tiefling. He's got peeling nose. He's stout, skinny face.
Doesn't look familiar. In any
Doesn't
way,
look
shape, or form.
familiar. No, he habitually throws his cape over his shoulder, like.
He's a fancy lad.
And he has got a Dustmere accent. And he's like, "Well, isn't this a sight? I used to run a shop, so I used to see lots of customers, but not anymore."
I thought that was going in a completely different direction. Sorry.
What can I do for you then?
What on earth led you out here?
Well, it's nice, isn't it?
Is it though?
I won't lie. city just wasn't for me. Let's put it that way.
So why here? I mean, there's lovely places in the countryside, or I don't know, mountains, babe.
Nothing quite like here.
What is
You
the
man's
scenery?
crazy.
It's like rocks and sand, and they're living under like a big cliff.
Oh, that's a geologist, that.
Yeah.
What have you got to trade, good sir?
Well, it depends what you're looking to buy, I guess. I've got food. We've got dried meats, cheeses. I've got water. I can do. I've got a couple of little things in vials. Help you out here and there. I've got some little trinkets as well. Little things from the desert, and as he takes you in, there's like he's like literally just done this when you weren't there. It's
I'm
quite
so
clear.
pleased.
There's like a handkerchief, and he's put some like little bits on it. The rest of the place is a tip of just like boxes and rolls of fabric and stuff. On the little handkerchief, there's a couple of vials. There's a couple of little bits of broken like glass, the strange colours. And then he's like, "There you go. That's what I've pulled out for now."
Can I look over the vials, please?
I'm just gonna let my
Okay.
boy.
He tells you, so this right here is a healing potion. Good for healing. And then and then he picks up the other one and he's like, this is an antitoxin. And he pops that down. These things right here, little bits of Vitrin. Puts it down.
Would it fit a spyglass?
The Vitrin,
Yeah.
maybe if you smashed it in, it wouldn't be much good.
Good to know.
Can I inspect the vials?
Yeah,
I just
sure.
have a look. Do I believe that it's a health potion or an antitoxin?
Were you going to believe him or are you going to inspect them?
But that's what I mean. Can I inspect it to see if I believe?
Roll an Arcana check, I guess.
Natural 20.
Very nice. They look legit. They're not like very well made. They look a little bit old. The glass has seen better days, but there's a wax seal around the cork and it looks intact. Yeah. If you're interested in those are 50 gold a piece.
Never mind.
Yeah, even between us, we couldn't afford that shit.
It's a shame.
How much food and drink do we want just to squirrel
As
away?
much as we can have before it goes. I mean,
Yeah.
how long does it last?
They'll last. The desert rations that he has will last a while. It's 5 silver a day.
All right.
Cool. So,
Per person.
Yes.
5 silver a day per person.
Steve has 1 day.
No, I have a fifth of a day.
Oh no.
So, who's not got any cash money?
I've got 1 silver.
You're right. Steve,
Background.
how much cash money?
I've got 9 gold.
9 gold, right. We're not paying for you.
Also accepting trades, just so you know.
Would
We
you
have
be
any-
interested in...
I am not
I broke
here.
a tusk.
Oh yeah. Oh no, you'll have made your way down into the village at this point. They're setting
okay.
up camp.
Or
Yeah.
were you staying up in the camp?
The camp's pretty close to the village. It's
Okay,
like
I'll
they're like
wait.
within
We
20
could
feet.
probably like holler at you and be like, "Come down." How much cash money you got, bitch?
14 gold, 2 silver.
Right, you're covered.
Yeah.
You got cash money?
I got cash money. I think we made some in our.
You're not.
guys did, yeah.
Right. So.
And pickles.
You made coin?
And pickles.
From scratch.
I forgot about pickles.
How did you have some sort of smelting
Right.
ability?
So it's 5 silver per day.
Okay, how many? What are you guys buying then?
So.
I left
A
the money
week's
with my
worth.
fiance. Back in Dustmere.
That old chestnut.
So how many days do we want to go for?
A week, at least.
A week at least. How many silver and a gold?
10.
And
So okay.
So it's like three gold.
4.5. How many are you doing? 7 days.
Yeah.
3.5, right?
so we need
Cool, so I've got
3 gold
we
and
need 20,
3
21 gold.
3.5.
gold. So three gold, 5 silver for one
5
person.
gold for one person
Yeah,
for a
21
week.
gold will do.
So I can do.
everyone.
So I can do.
I don't know you guys that well. I'm not sharing all my money.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not telling you to.
No, I was talking to Will. Adding everything up to 21 gold.
I'm just.
We're not
I'm.
gonna pool our resources.
No, we'd known each other 2 weeks.
That's fair. That is fair.
Well, I'm paying for Steve.
Yeah, I was. Well, because I know Aura a bit more, I'd probably say I can get ours. Don't worry. I'll pay
Okay,
for the 2
I'm
hours.
paying for yours, I'm assuming.
You
I'll
can if you
fix
want.
the alchemy guild.
Right. Okay. So that's.
Can I I just rummage through my stuff and get out this necklace that has like this weird sort of wooden carving of a fish.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Would you be willing to accept this at least in part of the transaction?
He holds it up. This is
I was told it was made by the only the finest mahogany.
yeah, this is one of Rill's pieces, isn't it? In Merchant Mariners Market in Dustmere.
How long did you say you have been here for?
I was in Dust. Sorry, mate. This is probably worth about a copper. I'll have it for a copper. I like real stuff. It's nice, isn't it?
For a copper, I think I'll keep.
Do you 2 copper?
Well, that is double the double for what you offered, but no, I think I'll keep it for that.
Understandable. Hands it back.
Cool, so we're getting 7 days worth of rations each.
If you are getting 7 days worth of rations, yeah, 3 gold, 5 silver. Mark that off.
Yep.
Okay. You guys getting anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Well, then, as you head out, the sun is setting after a long old day of travelling.
Now poor.
10 rations already.
Because it's starting.
Right. We have
See, got a week's worth.
Cheers.
In fact, as you walk out, Geish, the dusk moon, lighting up, sorry, is casting a purple glow over the desert. And the camp is 20 feet or so away from the Tiefling settlement. The unit set up camp. They're banging the final posts in for the fences. And
Oh, don't we need to buy stuff for everyone else?
We can send
Drummond.
Drummond. We'll just
Drummond's
pretend
doing
that
that.
we didn't buy anything
Okay, cool.
yeah,
and
that's-
tell Drummond that he needs to get stuff for everyone.
And I think he said he would buy stuff as
Yeah.
well. So,
Okay, good.
and
I'm not buying anything for Lloyd.
Oh, fuck no.
yeah, and that's
I'm going to
all like,
deliberately
when we-
miscount so that
when we
Lloyd doesn't
grab,
get anything.
When we're able to grab Drummond in a private moment, either myself or with Sentinel probably, we'll tell him sort of they gave us some help. Some said we should keep going west, follow the compass, but they also suggested there was another chance, maybe southwest.
roll a deception check.
Can I give
My
him,
stats are not loading.
Can I give him advantage, or do you want me to just do it if your stats aren't loading?
I can go with advantage.
What do you have to your deception?
I think I'm just gonna look at.
So you've approached a skill in the camp. He's just finishing up his tent.
I'm doing it. Yeah.
Cook's slopping in some new stuff into the pot. You can hear him frying the cast stuff first
I
with the
shuffle
onions.
over.
The smell's nice. You can see it browning on the bottom of the
You've
pan.
influenced someone check you out.
Yeah, do you want to go with advantage?
Yeah.
He looks at you like, yeah.
I just say to him, you might want to add in your spices at this point as well.
He does it without questioning now. He's just doing it himself.
21.
Nice. Are you both doing it then?
We were.
No.
Oh, are you struggling? No worries, that's
Yeah,
fine.
my stats aren't loading.
Okay.
Steve does Aura does all the talking, and I just kind of flex a little bit, and that's the deception.
We'll just call it part of the advantage. Okay. So we'll have to split up. I'm not sure about that. Let me think about it.
What about Cade always wants to lead the way?
I mean,
Give him his chance.
the problem is we've only got one ensign. We've only got one source of healing, one source of food.
That's not true.
And we've just bought rations.
Me and
Yeah, but how are we going to get back? It's a 3-week journey.
Figured we could stop by here again.
We meet up here in what? Couple of days? What would you rather do? Send us both to 2 separate places and run the risk of going the wrong direction, having to turn around? That takes even longer? Or splitting us in half?
Roll a persuasion check, both of you. Or
My persuasion, I do have
Big money,
proficiency.
no whammies. Big money, no whammies. A whammy.
That's
oh whammy.
That's a 7. Wow, good cogent arguments.
Let's see if I can save that with +4. 22.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. We're a dream team. It's us two forever, baby.
We just talk at people.
Okay, he sort of like bites at his fist and he's like,
Cade wants to lead. Give him a chance to prove himself. Let them take the cleric. I can heal a bit.
them with the cleric makes more sense, I'll give you that. But it also worries me.
Plus it gets rid of a possible mutiny by sending them off.
Yeah. Alright, well maybe I'll think about it. Maybe we'll take Lloyd.
I'd rather we took Clayton.
Yeah.
Lloyd's useless. Do you want him dragging you down? Maybe Lloyd. Maybe we just keep Lloyd as a 10.
Let me think about it. Go and eat your dinner, all of you lot. You did well today. Maybe I'll speak to this old whatever she is. Right, I'm bedding down.
Not in thing. Why was the first thought? I was like, well, time to go kill her.
She's old. She's probably
She's
gonna
old.
die.
Let's just go fucking
How old is she?
old. Fucking
like,
old.
really old.
Just wondering if she would have been alive, like the way.
I
You didn't ask her.
was
I
just
think
wondering if
she
she
was.
might die in the meantime.
Savage.
You didn't ask
Wow.
her, so.
I think she was there.
You would die soon.
Okay, well, if that is all before bed, are you guys gonna run watches again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't trust any of these fuckers.
Then
Not
we
you guys.
will-
You guys I trust.
Then yeah, you guys set up tent 1. You bed down. You get cozy. The Geish, the purple moon, is lighting it. It's nice and cool. You can feel the wind cooling down as it rolls into the shadows of the cliff, and whoever it is taking first watch, we'll find out next time. Well,
That was fun.
That was
done,
great.
guys.
Well, that was awesome.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.